Hi VC, it's Aaron, Muth Alamere. Today I'm going to be starting my countdown of ranking all the Beatles songs. Now, I was inspired to do this from two people in the vinyl community, two great friends of mine, Jeff Witcher from Jeff Witcher's Vinyl Destination and Sam St. John, both did their list. And while they did their list, I was following along and their lists were completely different than mine. So I figured I'd do this too because I grew up a Beatles fan. The Beatles were my first favorite band. They had my first favorite song, my first favorite album, and I wouldn't be the music fan I am now or the collector of music if it wasn't for the Beatles. So I thought this was kind of important for me to do. And this took me a couple of months to compile. You know, it's really hard because I came up with 203 songs, and how I got there was using all the songs from their records, and then the B-sides, which most of them are on past masters, and then I omitted a couple songs, and I put a few together into one thing. But the ones I omitted were the German version of I Want to Hold Your Hand, the German version of She Loves You, and the two songs that were created for the anthology records. Other than that, I have pretty much everything in the main Beatles canon in here. Came up with 203 in total, and this will be the countdown from number 203 down to 151. So this should be a 4-part series. I'm going to try to do it in 4 parts. And, a lot of people have taken, 10, 20 videos to do this, and I'm going to be much quicker. And I won't talk about the songs as much because most people know the songs anyway. I'll just kind of, certain ones I'll talk about a little. So starting out, number 203, I've got You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. And that was originally a B-side from Let It Be, and it appears on Past Masters. And it's kind of a comedy vaudeville thing. They never really did any other songs like that one. At number 202, I've got Anna, Go to Him, a cover song which appeared on the early Beatles in America and on Introducing the Beatles. And then in the UK, it was on Please Please Me. At 201, Ask Me Why, another song from those same 3 records. At number 200, Baby It's You, and that's also from those same 3 records. Kind of got them stacked up here at the beginning of this list. And I'll have to say before I get too deep into this, even these songs here I like better than 80% of the songs from other artists. I don't think there's a bad Beatles song. And that's the only band pretty much that I've never had a song that I get tired of, which usually you get tired of songs if you hear them too much. That hasn't happened to me with any Beatles song, which is very odd. Okay, number 199, I've got the song All I've Got to Do, and that's from With the Beatles or Meet the Beatles. Up next, I've got Hold Me Tight, which is from Meet the Beatles or With the Beatles. At 197, Not a Second Time, from Meet the Beatles or With the Beatles. At number 196, another cover song, and this was on Beatles 65 right there, and it also appeared on Beatles for Sale, Mr. Moonlight. At number 195, I've got Thank You Girl, which appeared originally on From Me to You, the B-side of that single, and then it's on the Past Masters record. At number 194, I've got Misery, which was on Introducing the Beatles and on Please Please Me. Now, I couldn't fit all of them up there, so I'm going to have to hold up a few here and there. Okay, at number 193, from the Beatles' second record, and also with the Beatles, Please Mr. Postman, another cover song. And I really love their cover songs, but a lot of them rank kind of low to me just because I like their other stuff so much better. At number 192, I've got Devil in Her Heart, also from the Beatles' second record and with the Beatles, and that's another cover song, one of the earliest songs sung by George Harrison. At number 191, I've got from the album Let It Be over here, the song Maggie May. Love that song, but it's a little shorter, and a lot of the shorter songs are kind of going to be kind of lower on this list. Not all of them, but most of them. That was actually the first of the later Beatles songs to appear on here, is Maggie May at 191. At number 190, from Meet the Beatles and With the Beatles again, the song Little Child. At number 189, from the Beatles' second record and With the Beatles, I've got the song Money. It's a cover song. Most people know that one. A lot of people have done it. It's a really good one. And at number 188, originally the B-side of Ticket to Ride, and it's also on the Beatles 6, and Rarities, which was kind of a mixed bag from UK of extra stuff. And it is the song Yes It Is. So 187, I've got the song Slow Down, which was originally the B-side of Matchbox. It was also on the Long Tall Sally EP, on the album Something New, which is right here. That's what that looks like, Something New. And it was also on Past Masters. Okay, number 186 is the song I'll Get You, which was originally the B-side of She Loves You, the single. It appears on the Beatles' second record and also on Past Masters, right there. At number 185, I've got What You're Doing, which was originally on Beatles 6 and the Beatles for Sale. In the UK, it was Beatles for Sale. Number 184 is 184 is When I Get Home, which was on A Hard Day's Night, the soundtrack for that, which is a really cool soundtrack, and also appeared on the album Something New, which I just showed. At number 183, I've got the song Kansas City, another cover song, and it appeared on the Beatles 6, which is right there, and the Beatles for Sale. At number 182, the first song from my favorite Beatles record, it's the White Album, and that's the song Revolution 1, which was a remake of Revolution, the song, but is actually like the original version of it, but they have a lot of doo-wop stuff in there, and it's slowed down, and I just don't think it has the punch of the original. I've never liked that as well. And that's actually my least favorite song on the White Album, is Revolution 1. Okay, number 181 comes from Yellow Submarine, and it's kind of a kids type song called All Together Now. Great song, but it's just a little childish, but it's really good harmonies and stuff. At number 180, I've got the song Long Tall Sally, which was on the Long Tall Sally EP, of course. Also, it appeared on the Beatles' second record and Past Masters. At number 179, I've got the song Bad Boy, which is another cover song, as was Long Tall Sally. I forgot to mention that. And it's on Beatles 6 and the Beatles' Past Masters. Number 178, I Don't Want to Spoil the Party, which appeared on Beatles 6 and Beatles for Sale. At number 177, I've got Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby from the Beatles 65 and also the Beatles for Sale. George Harrison sings this one. At number 176, I've got the song The Night Before, which appeared on the Beatles 6 and the UK version of Help. At number 175, another one from the Beatles 6 and Help. This is Dizzy Miss Lizzy. Pretty cool song. I like that one a lot. At 174, another cover song. And this was on the early Beatles, Past Masters, or not Past Masters, early Beatles and Please Please Me. It's Chains. And George actually sings that. I believe that was his first song he sung with the Beatles. Pretty cool song. Number 173, another cover song. This one was on the Beatles, with the Beatles and the Beatles' second record, Roll Over Beethoven. Great song. Love that one. I love the live version on the Hollywood Bowl as well. That's really cool. And then number 172, the first song I have on here from, and where is it? This amazing record, Rubber Soul. And it's the song Wait. I love that song. It's my least favorite song on Rubber Soul at 172. At number 171, the song It Won't Be Long. And that's from Meet the Beatles and With the Beatles. There's Meet the Beatles there and With the Beatles in the UK. At number 170 it's called Babies in Black. Great song. I know my friends had that ranked pretty high. It's 170 to me. That was on the Beatles 65, which is right there. And Beatles for Sale, of course. In the UK, it was Beatles for Sale. Okay, at number 169, another short song from Let It Be. It's Dig It. Love that song. John Lennon, short little thing he does. Pretty cool. Number 168, the second song from the White Album, and it's Wild Honey Pie, the short song by George Harrison. I really love that song, actually. If it was longer, it would be higher. I really love Wild Honey Pie, but it's 168 to me. And number 167, this was originally the B-side of the Twisted Shout single. It's on Please Please Me, and in America, it appeared on this, introducing the Beatles. And it's There's a Place. Really great song. Number 166, everyone's wondering where it is. Revolution 9. Now, I like that song a lot better than most people. I have to be in the mood for it. When I am, I hear a lot of really cool stuff in there. I really like that song more than most people. Revolution 9. At number 165, we've got A Taste of Honey, which appeared on the early Beatles. It was on Please Please Me originally, the first Beatles record in the UK, and also on the Introducing the Beatles. Okay, at number 164, I've got Think for Yourself, which was on Rubber Soul again, if I can find it. Well, everyone knows what Rubber Soul looks like. So it was Think for Yourself, George Harrison song, great song, but it's my 164. At number 163, this is from A Hard Day's Night, and this is I'm Happy Just to Dance with You. Great song, 164. At 163, that was 163, I'm sorry. 164 was Think for Yourself. 162, Tell Me What You See. Now that was from Meet the Beatles and from it's on Past Masters. So it never appeared on a UK version. Number 161, I've got, Tell Me What You See was from Beatles 6 and Help. Number 161 was This Boy, and that was from Meet the Beatles, and then it's on Past Masters. Okay, at number 160, another great cover song by the Beatles. One of my favorites of their cover songs. It appeared on Beatles 65 and the Beatles for Sale. This is Rock and Roll Music. They also had a two-part compilation called Rock and Roll Music, which is really cool. I call it the Silver Record. When it's combined, they also did it separately. Really cool. At number 159, now this originally was the B-side to Lady Madonna, and it's on Past Masters, and it's The Inner Light, one of the later Indian-inspired George Harrison songs. Number 158, the final song from here, and one of my first Ringo, I think it's my first Ringo song. I'm a big Ringo fan. I will let you know now, there's going to be a lot of Ringo up fairly high. So it's Good Night from the Ringo song. Love it. At number 157, Ringo again. And this was on the early Beatles, Please Please Me, and Introducing the Beatles, and it's Boys. And Ringo still plays that to this day. Pretty cool song. It's not my favorite of his, of course. It's my second lowest. At number 156, and this is the first of their big hits that's making this list. And it comes from Let It Be. At number 156, I've got The Long and Winding Road. I actually much prefer the stripped down version. And if that version was actually on a record, it might be higher. It's just never captured my attention like a lot of their other big hits. But I do love it. It's got a great melody. At number 155, and this is going to surprise some people, and this came from Please Please Me, Introducing the Beatles, Twist and Shout. Love that song, but that's where I've got it, 155. At number 154, and this is from Beatles 65, and from the Beatles for Sale in the UK, and it's I'm a Loser. Number 153, another song from A Hard Day's Night, and it's also on Something New. I don't know if I showed that yet. And it's the first song on here, Things We Said Today. Great song. Number 152. Now this one, this one was a single, and it's another Ringo song. It was on the Long Tall Sally EP, it's on Something New, and it's on Past Masters, and it's Matchbox. And there's been a ton of people that have done that song. Johnny Lang has even done it. I love that song. Ringo Starr with Matchbox at number 152. And that leaves at number 151, the first song from this album. It's a great song. And it's on Sgt. Pepper. And it's She's Leaving Home. My least favorite song on Sgt. Pepper, even though I love it. So there we go. That's 151 to 203. Next, I will be going from number 101 to 150. And then we'll go from there. Everyone have a great day. I will see you next time.